Hey BookTube, it's Samantha, and this is a video that I've been thinking about all week because I've had an amazing first week, and I really want to share why it's been working for me. So I know that a lot of you are in the same boat that I am. I'm working a full-time job. I'm trying to manage this BookTube channel and trying to read on top of that and getting stuff done around the house. How in the world am I making it work? I have not been making it work until this week. So I want to share this with all of you, but I also want it to be a reminder for myself in case I got off track to remember what did work for me, because I have not had anything work this good for me in years. Dare I say ever. So as you'll see, I have my journal here, and this has been part of my success. What exactly am I trying to do? For this year, I've been really trying to get back into working out, eating right, not a diet, just eating right, and then cleaning up every day a little bit instead of like needing to clean for like 2 hours straight on the weekend and then being exhausted and fed up with not having any time to myself, and being able to read for a little bit every day, because reading is a self-care thing for me, which I'm sure it is for a lot of you too. So trying to figure out how do I get all these things done and still feel good. So what I've been doing is I first started out making my ideal day. Now, I have not been following this religiously by any means, but it's been a really good starting point for me. Plus, I have all this stuff written in erasable pen, so that way I can change it as needed, because we all know life changes and never goes according to plan. So on this side is what I have for the weekdays, so Monday through Friday, because that's when I work. And then the weekends, I have this column being Saturday and then this column being Sunday. And that's how I've been making it work for me. I see this spread a lot for people who work from home. Like I see Boho Berry did this with her spread, and I've seen a lot of other people do it, but I wanted to make it work for someone who works a Monday through Friday schedule. And this is what I've developed so far. Now, it has me waking up about 6 in the morning and then going for a walk in the morning for about an hour, and then going to work, leaving about 7:30, working, putting in that lunch where I either walk for a little bit or have some Bible time. And then in the evening, I'm working out from 5:30 to 6:30, because there's this gym close to my work that I've been going to this week. Has been amazing. So that's staying. And then coming home, it's about an hour or a half hour to drive back home. So then having dinner time, just a few minutes for planning, and then going to bed. And you might say to yourself, Sam, you do not have reading in there. You do not have cleaning in there. What do you mean you've been able to get everything done? Getting there. We won't go into this too far, but I adapted my reading spread a little bit back in March or April of last year. At the very beginning of my channel, I talk a little bit about my planner setup. So I have more stats up here now rather than a TBR list. And then the blue stands for audiobook and the purple is for physical book. And then over here, I track the pages or the amount of minutes over here. Each square is either 50 pages, or with this audiobook here is 30 minutes. So I've been doing this to kind of keep track of my reading. And then this page is what I've been doing to keep track of everything else. This is just my weekly. It's nice and simple for me to see. I do 2 different colors so that way it's colorful for me. And then I have a little habit tracker here. I put habit builder because they're not habits yet. So you can't track habits if they're not habits yet. I'm building them. This has always been something that's been difficult for me. And we'll see how this works as the month goes on. Because normally what happens is at the very beginning, I'm really into my planner, I get into it, and I'm doing all this stuff like almost every day. And then towards the end of the month, I start falling out. So we'll see how this works, but I kind of have a plan in mind to keep it working. Instead of trying to get every single box filled in every single day, I set up my weekly goal to fill in 35 squares. I have 7 goals for the 7 days of the week. So that's 49 squares, and I wanted to aim for 35 filled in. Didn't have to be one where I did them every single day, just to have a total of 35. And seriously, that has been working so much for me to not necessarily demand perfection from myself, but just to get everything that I can. And seriously, it's been working amazing for me. So I think I'm going to try and keep that up. Maybe I'll slowly increase it a little bit on how many boxes to fill in, but I like not aiming to have all of them completely filled in. And then I wrote a reward for myself is I'm going to give myself use one of my bath bombs that I've had forever and actually use it. So that's gonna be my reward. And then I put a little motivating quote here. And I think what I'm gonna do is on Sunday, which is tomorrow, I'll put a little summary of how my week went and or something along those lines. That's what this space is gonna be for. One of the other things that's really been working for me on getting things done is that for one of my habits, I have 1 check a day. So that means just getting one of my items marked off for the day, just one. Some of them, like especially on Monday, I had 5 different things to do. And if I only checked off one of them, then I was good. I did my thing. And then there's like for Friday, for example, I didn't do these 2 things yesterday, but I did mark off one of these. So even if it wasn't on the same day, I still counted that as completed because I got one of these things done. And that's been really helpful. So that way I don't feel like I'm rewriting the same task every single day over and over for not doing it. And I'm still kind of rewarding myself here for getting something done. And I find I'm getting more done that way by marking it off. So that has been working wonders for me. And again, maybe as I continue to build up habits, instead of having 1 check mark a day, maybe I'll do 2 check marks a day or 3 check marks. Really been doing that well. So let's talk about my day, how it's actually been going. To be honest, I haven't been doing the walk in the morning because it's actually been somewhat cold in the morning. I think today's the first day where I went outside and it wasn't like 35 degrees. So I think with the walking thing, we'll see what happens. I've been taking the morning to be intentional about actually eating breakfast and getting my Bible reading done in the morning then, and also making sure I have enough time to pack my lunch. That's been really beneficial to make sure I have enough time for that. And then on my drive to work, it's a half-hour drive, and with traffic, it's more like 45 minutes. So I've been listening to an audiobook in the morning. That's been really helpful, is just listening to that on my commute. I get to work, purely work stuff. Then at the end of my work day, it's about a 5 to 10 minute drive to the gym. So I'll also use that time. If I haven't done my Bible reading for the day, I'll do it then, or just kind of browsing social media during that time. So then work out for an hour. And then what happened a couple of nights is one night, I didn't actually start going to the gym on Monday. I started on Tuesday. So I had cooked a meal when I got home from work on Monday, had leftovers on Tuesday. So that was super easy. But Wednesday, what I had to do was meal prep the night before, and then I was like up really late that night. So my intention is going to be, I'm going to meal prep dinners on Sundays. Have all the veggies, anything that needs to be chopped up, I'm going to chop it up on Sunday night. If something needs to be marinated or seasoned, I'm going to do that Sunday night. That way, because what happened on Wednesday night when I got home, when we needed something cooked, my husband was able to just get everything assembled that was already prepared, just put it on a tray and then put it in the oven. So that was really simple. And then by the time I got home, it was ready to go. So I get home, we eat, and then since I'm still smelling, I'll take a shower. And then I give myself, here's the key here. So I take a shower, and then I give myself 15 minutes to read. And I set a timer, and it lets me be able to relax a little bit. It lets me have a little bit of me time to get something done that I want to get done. And then when my 15 minutes is up, that's when I spend time in getting the kitchen cleaned, getting food put away, and tidying up wherever I need to. And then I'll read for a little bit longer. If there's still more to get done, I'll give myself another 15 minutes to read. And then when that 15 minutes is up, I'll get up and clean again. And then I just do that until it's time to go to bed. I've been going to bed about 9 o'clock or so. So it's really giving me a solid like half hour, 45 minutes of reading at night. That's been working out so well for me because I'm one of those people that I don't like to clean all in one go. But if I just let myself sit and read a book or whatever, and then I don't put myself on a time limit, I'll read for like maybe 20 minutes, and then I get tired of reading, and then I go onto my phone, and then I'm on my phone for hours on end until it's time to go to bed, and it's just a waste of time. So by having the timer set at 15 minutes, it gives me enough time to read before I get tired of reading. And then when I'm starting to get tired, like time is up, I get up and clean, and then I'm good. Now, I understand this definitely will not work for everyone. There are a lot of people out there that have kids or have pets, and this is not something that's doable whatsoever. I do not have kids at this time. I don't have pets at this time, but this is what has been working for me as someone who's working full time. Feel free to change this up as you go. Maybe you can do a similar thing where it's give mommy or daddy 15 minutes or a 5-minute break, set a timer so everyone knows how much time you have. And then when the timer's up, like, okay, let's play a little bit or let's clean up and do it together, and then go back and have your quiet time. Or maybe once the kids are asleep, you give yourself 15 minutes to read, and then once you have your 15 minutes of reading, you can go and clean the house to the best of your ability. Do a little bit at a time. But that's just been working so well for me. So key points for my success are to not aim for perfection. And I am a perfectionist, so I get it. But don't aim for perfection. Just aim for 80%. Aim for 80% in one thing a day. If you get one thing done a day, you're good. You did your thing. What you might find out that'll happen is instead of just doing one thing, you'll be like, oh, well, I got this done so quick. Let me do another thing. Let me do another thing. And then you've gotten a whole bunch of stuff done that you've been procrastinating for a long time, and you'll get more done than you actually set out to do. If you have this long laundry list of things, it gets overwhelming. But if you only expect one thing done a day, it's been amazing. So I just wanted to share that with all of you. I'm definitely going to continue with the bookish content, but I just have been so excited about how this week has gone for me and just wanted to put it out there. So until next time, see ya.